Roar X3, so it's true love at first sight. Throw out my candy bracelets, now I'm headed to class. I'm still 20%, so get your head out your ass. I'm the antonym of the internet, still cleaning up the viruses that you had left. I think I'm falling in love again. Don't stop until you hear the I'm the antonym of the internet, been fighting on new grounds over if my love is valid. Fuck the cynicism, let the colors fly. Don't care, you think it's cringe because it's not your life. She said, do you like waffles? I said, hell yeah. Been watching Equals 3 until 2 a.m. I ain't got no iPhone, but I got a DS with a keychain, a pinky. Her cupcakes are the best. I've been failing my classes cause I don't give a damn. They say the world is my oyster, but the free market's a scam. Everything's been changing since last generation was born, and they won't try to take and change. Use a two-edged sword. I'm the antonym of the internet, still cleaning up the viruses that you had left. I think I'm falling in love again. Don't stop until you I'm the antonym of the internet, been fighting on new grounds over if my love is valid. Fuck the cynicism, let the colors fly. Don't care, you think it's cringe because it's not your life. It's never too late to fall in love with the world. Your past is not today, so say your stride with a twirl. Yeah, we've all made mistakes before, that's a fact of life. But once you restate your heart, you'll be just fine. Now with your life, you say it's all mine, all mine. Revel in your friends and hobbies, let your heart speak. Wanna drift to say some shit, just block that internet free. I'm the antonym of the internet, still cleaning up the viruses that you had left. I think I'm falling in love again. Don't stop until you I'm the antonym of the internet, been fighting on new grounds over if my love is valid. Fuck the cynicism, let the colors fly. Don't care, you think it's cringe because it's not your life.
Alright, we'll go ahead and get started. Hello, everybody. I just decided to start mid-fight. I was hoping maybe I could, like, beat this thing on the side, but I tried a few times today so far, so not in the cards at the moment. We will see, though, if I can beat it on right here before... Oh, joy, we're gonna do this dip. Song and dance again. Fun. Well, it's underground. We're already mid-boss fight. We have 0 healing potions left, so if we get hit, we're pretty much dead. Let's do this. Yes, there is 0 chill today. We have things to do. We need to get past this gigantic asshole. Mr. Blightweaver, you need to leave us alone. We have business to attend to, my friend. And yes, I am just magic missiling it to death. Magic missile, over and over and over. Okay, that was poorly timed. Alright, well, we're actually doing it, so that's good. Oh joy. And of course he has to do the gigantic rings of death while also coming at us, because we can't just have the rings of death, right? We need to have the rings of death while I'm getting attacked by the scorpion asshole. And I have like a sliver of health now. Wow, just starting out today in pain. Oh my god, that was... Don't do that again, myself. Oh god, no, not this combo. Ugh, I should have dodged forward, not backwards. I panic dodged backwards. That's on me. Okay, so first try is already kind of not great for the first try. But hey, we're getting it down to like bare minimum health. Just finished Atelier, Sophie, Lydia, and Suel, the alchemist of the mystery paintings. How was it? I'm interested to hear your opinions on the games, because I'm probably not going to have time to get to those. There are so many things coming out. Also, oh my god, Kirby Air Riders. I hate Nintendo so much. I'm totally emulating it, though. It looks so good. Alright, continue to magic missile to death. We got 2 magic missiles, and now he's going to do a jump. I take it you saw my whole rant on games on Discord. Yes, I did see your big, gigantic... Oh, your games rant. Right. You had a few rants on Discord. Ah, damn it. Oh, shoot. I'm trying to remember like the specific details of the rant. I'm sorry. I'm trying to focus on a rant and also trying not to die to like the giant centipede monster. You know how it is. And here come the lasers. Honestly, I've actually discovered that I can kind of just like walk past these. Like, just do that and it's fine. Apparently you could just walk to the right or left. I've been long been disenfranchised with modern media. Yeah, well the thing is, I'm not even disenfranchised with Kirby Air Riders as a game. I'm disenfranchised with the Switch 2 as a platform. Because I love modifying my consoles after the fact, and having a console I can't modify is like, what's the point, you know? That defeats half the purpose of having a console long term for me. Because one of the best things about a console is, unlike an old PC, a console, if you keep upgrading it can always serve a purpose because of exclusive games. That's why I like having consoles, because they have, you know, and they're very stable for the games too. Granted, there are some games that you do want to play on older hardware, but it's hard to play on older hardware. Plus, you can get, like, a lot more official... Like, weirdly enough, I found that consoles tend to have, like, weirdly effective private servers these days. Demon's Souls, for example, had a private server going for years after the game was taken offline by Sony. Because consoles offer that stability where you just need to get a hold of a console, which usually after a few years can be kind of cheap for a bit. At least temporarily. You know, eventually they become retro items, but for a bit they become kind of cheap. And it's easier for people to get a hold of that older console, and then it's easier for people to set up, you know, sometimes private servers. Although it does depend on the game. There are definitely some games that are harder to set up private servers than others. Come on, heal. Alright, we're going. Oh no, he's gonna do that move. And he's burrowing. So no, I think Nintendo makes good games, I just think they make very shitty policy and hardware decisions. Like, most of Nintendo's games, as a game, is really good. I mean, a lot of the problems with, like, for example, Tears of the Kingdom, not the problems I have other problems with, like, the gameplay. I think it's lesser than Breath of the Wild. It's still a really good game. But a lot of the problems people had with it that got Nintendo all fired up by emulators was people emulating it so that he has stable frame rate, because the Switch 1 couldn't handle it graphically. And it's little things like that that get me more annoyed, in general. Because, let's be real, there are plenty of shitty companies, but it's really annoying when there's a company who's actually pretty good at their job making shitty decisions, because you know they can do better. I don't even get mad anymore when EA does something scummy. That's just EA doing something scummy, or Activision doing something scummy, you know? It barely registers. Because that's just their de facto normal. If it's really particularly bad, or it's about something I actually have grown to care about, well, I probably shouldn't have learned to care about an EA or Activision thing, but You know, we can't help who buys Blizzard. Oh my god, he's just going crazy with the attacks. Nothing but good openings. Alright, finally. Got him. Alright, what's he doing? What's he doing? Back up, back up. Boom, boom. Alright, dodge around the side. Dodge around the side again. Fire a bolt. There we are, 70 damage. Also won't deny I feel a bit of superiority for not being bound by nostalgia, so it can't be weaponized against me. Fair. Don't get me wrong, fair. And again, I want to play Kirby Air Riders because it looks like a fun game, although Kirby Air Ride should have been on the Switch 1. It would have been an easy port and a cool multiplayer game for the Switch, given how, like, it only needs, like, a controller stick and a button. That's how easy it is to control the game. So it would have been great for those little snap-off controllers. I'm really upset that wasn't on the Switch 1. And now it's a Switch 2 exclusive when it doesn't look like it's graphically demanding enough to need that, which means to me that it's more being made Switch 2 exclusive to get people to buy the Switch 2. Like, there are definitely games that need to be on the Switch 2, but having them on the previous console can be nice. I'd appreciate that every once in a while. Oh god, no, I can't die here. Oh, come on, come on. We're so close. We're so close. Okay, just fire, fire. Oh my god, we did it. We did it. Second try. Sweet. Ooh! And it's a weapon that's good for spellcasting? Davis says yes. How dare you betray me, sister. Okay, second try. That's nice. That's nice. Echo of the Centipede. So we got a boss soul, essentially. So we're probably going to be able to turn that into that cool Taoist circle spell. That's kind of cool. I'd like to be able to summon giant laser beams from the sky. It's probably not going to be as powerful when the boss used it, but hey, it's something. But yeah. Now, I cannot confirm or deny that if I decide to stream Kirby Air Riders, it will be on a Switch 2. Until after the stream is done, and Nintendo can no longer, like... Let's just say I won't be saying the word emulation on that stream. How about that? Well, we won't say the word emulation on that stream. For reasons, quote unquote. But yes, that is probably the direction I am headed with this. Is like the game, don't like the console. Weaponized nostalgia is the new meta with Final Fantasy FFF game companies, movie studios. Yes and no. Because the thing with nostalgia is, I only consider weaponizing nostalgia when it's lazy. Like, here's a good example that I a few years ago I would never have used. Alien. Hulu currently has an Alien franchise. The Alien franchise is back with Alien Earth and Alien Romulus. Those are just good projects that are using the Alien name and doing interesting things in the Alien universe. I don't really consider that weaponizing nostalgia. Yes, it is an ongoing franchise, but at least they clearly have new ideas and new directions they want to take the material. I don't have a problem with that because that's a continuation of the work, not just a reuse of it. Now, there are a lot of, like, continued franchises. Quite frankly, the fact that we're still getting Jurassic Park movies baffles me to no end. I genuinely don't know why. Jurassic World was good, Jurassic Park 1 was good, and that is it. That is the only good movies. No signs of worsening. Disney. Yes. I know, they're responsible for the worst and the best versions right now. It's weird. They're responsible for both, because they own Fox. So they're now responsible for the Alien franchise, which is doing well, but they're also responsible for all their current projects, which are doing horribly. All of their live-action remakes, with the exception of Maleficent was good. Like, okay, Maleficent was good. It wasn't great or amazing or perfect, but it was a good story they were clearly trying to tell. And, at the very least, Sleeping Beauty was a very old movie that had been long enough where there was, you know, it felt like, okay, this is a whole new thing, and it's been a while since we started with this thing. Oh, I got pirate armor. Cool. Okay. We got the fire going on here. I guess this is must be the beach where I washed up with the amnesia, because apparently the backstory is I'm a pirate. Oh, look, hit the wooden thing with fire damage. It might do more. I'll keep that in mind, game. I will keep that in mind, I'm sure you. Holy shit! What the? Oh my god, oh my god. What the hell? They just turned the save point into an enemy. That's bullshit. That is some bullshit. This is some next level mimic bullshit right here. This is some next level mimic bullshit. I don't think I've ever seen a game turn a save point into a monster. I think that actually was like, that got me. God, it's the last time I got truly got. Like, not just me being sloppy, but actually got surprised by a Souls-like like that. Holy shit. I can't remember the last time a Souls-like genuinely caught me off guard to that degree. Great, now I'm gonna have to look at the save points funny. Am I gonna start whacking the shrines before I rest at them? Jeez. Actually, that might be a good way to discourage running past all the enemies to get to the next bonfire. Because the next bonfire might turn into an enemy that you'll have to fight with a bunch of other enemies on your tail. Oh, that's kind of genius. I hate it. I hate how genius that is. But yeah. There are also just good things coming out too. Believe it or not, there are good movies coming out. It's just, a lot of the good movies aren't in theaters anymore. I hate to say this. A lot of the best things I've watched, like the best thing I've watched I think this year so far, at least when it comes to movies, was probably Demon Hunters. And that was just a streaming thing. Sony is doing fantastic, by the way. Sony, whatever happened after the Emoji Movie destroyed your will to live, keep it up, buddy. Great recovery. Really. We want to see more of this from you. Funny thing is, Disney now has a crisis audience. The audience they spent all this time pushing away now, in fact, decided to leave. What are you talking about, bud? Lilo and Stitch made way too much frickin' money. I mean, Marvel, yeah. Marvel movies are doing kind of poorly. Apparently the new Doctor Doom movie with Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man there apparently have been some horror stories from behind the scenes at the moment, so yeah, that shit's going poorly. But Disney movies, the live action remakes, are actually making money. That's one of the reasons I hate them so much. If they were losing money, they wouldn't be making them. And it infuriates me that people are still going there. Lilo and Stitch is an outlier. It's not as much as you think. The movies aren't losing a ton of money. And this one is going to just reinvigorate people's desire to see more of them. Or not the people's desire to see more, but the company's desire to make more of them, I mean. It's a frustration, because there's not much I can really do about that. Also, the target demographic Disney used to have isn't necessarily their target demographic anymore. They're not trying to appeal to older fans. To be fair, Disney as a company has always focused more on children, and as a result, they've never really cared. Don't get me wrong, they would like if they had a bunch of older fans to come spend a bunch of whale money. That's what Disneyland's for. Once they make another good animated series, I'll be there. Yeah, like, Disney had this period. Disney goes through these ups and downs. You can look back on their history. They go through these ups and down periods of, we're really creative and artistic, and we just want to make some money, quick money. And they're currently in the we'd like to make some quick money phase with badly made stuff. Currently, quality is a optional bonus if you can have it in a Disney movie. Now, Fox appears to be working mostly on their own. Again, a lot of their stuff recently has been pretty decent, or at least good. The Alien stuff in particular has been really good. So I'm willing to give Fox the benefit of the doubt, despite the fact they're essentially working under Disney at the moment. As for animated series, I just don't know what the deal with that is right now. I haven't checked Disney Plus's new releases, so maybe there is some new animated thing I need to check out, but I haven't heard, and I'm tuned into a lot of like animated, series news areas. So I usually hear about good stuff if it pops up. Either through my own feeds or through Fred. Ow, freaking tree, I forgot about you. You're an asshole tree. Okay, that tree is really annoying. Let's head back that way and then go to the tree area afterwards. Their acquired properties like Star Wars and Marvel are dying. Sort of. The thing with Marvel is, yeah, the movies are kind of becoming really bad. I won't say they're terrible. I think a part of the reason people are especially harsh on Marvel is that they had such a high with the in-game, and now their movies are like C plus, B minuses, or even like C minuses or Ds occasionally. I don't think they've had an F. I don't think they've had like a true failure of a movie, but they have had several movies that performed under what they expected and were very clearly not as polished as their previous stuff in effects or in writing. So I get that. I do. But the thing is, if it's making money, it's not really failing to the company. I think creatively they're failing, but that's not necessarily the same thing for Disney executives, and that's what's going to decide whether or not they're going to keep doing more of it. Which is really, really unfortunate. Because, quality would be nice to care about. I mean, hell, they've already started slowly hollowing out Pixar into a shell of its former self. Which is a shame, because Pixar used to be, like, where all the good shit is, and now Sony is literally just destroying them. Like, I don't even know. I still don't know how that's possible. Yeah, Sony had a few good movies for a bit, but, like, this past year has been, or the past, like, 2 years for them have just been really good on them. Because think about it, they have the Spider-Verse movies, which they've managed to turn into, like, a whole franchise, and I guarantee you we're going to get a spin-off with, like, Gwen or something like that. Because they're going to tap that pool. They are going to keep getting those animators to work on similar projects until people stop seeing them. Most likely, at least. Maybe they won't. Maybe they won't completely, like, drain it dry, but I think they would. Remove the doom stick from your ass, arse. See, I think Sony is actually doing a lot of fun, though. Like, their animation style, they have, like, a style now, which is kind of interesting. Or more specifically, they have a bunch of styles, which I kind of like. The Demon Hunters movie, like K-pop Demon Hunters movie, has this kind of like, I don't even want to say anime style. They have like these very like cartoony expressions that aren't as like polished or generic as the CGI bodies. Like when they make really over the done expressions, they have these like really nice expressive facial motions they go through, or facial animations, which I loved in the movie. Especially when the girls started, like, raging about how they were going to destroy the Demon Boy Band, and it's like, they just start making the angry eyes. Yikes, yikes. I was not a fan of the art style of Demon Hunters. I liked it. I thought the art style was pretty good. Honestly, it looked great. But if you don't like that, maybe you'll like Spider-Verse. Like, that's the benefit, I think, for Sony with them doing so many different things at the moment. They're not really tied down. What was the other Sony movie? Because there was another really good Sony movie I'm forgetting to mention. Oh, yeah, they also did Mitchell's vs. the Machines. That was a really fun movie. If you haven't seen it, it wasn't like perfect or anything, but it was really fun. And I would definitely recommend it. And in general, I feel like they've been able to get away from stuff being too generic. Their art styles there are definitely some similarities between them, like body shapes and stuff like that, but each one of them has its own vibe going on, which is very important for movies. It's sort of like early Pixar. Like, yes, early Pixar has a style, like a style guide of how they do their animated characters. But you can look at a character from, like, Monsters Incorporated or WALL-E, and they're clearly designed differently. They have their own styles, each of the movies. Which is important for setting your movies apart. And I'm kind of impressed with Sony right now. They haven't done a ton of stuff, don't get me wrong. They've had, 2 Spider-Verse movies and, 2 other good movies, but I mean, that's better than Pixar's managed in a row in a long time. Oh, shoot, these things are annoying. Besides, there are other good things to get excited about. Silksong is coming out, and hey, it looks good. Maybe it'll be really fun. Weirdly enough, I've heard that people are excited for Battlefield, which is so many levels of weird to me, because it's EA, and I know we should never, ever trust EA doing anything good, but at the same time, if it looks fun to the point where people are actually kind of, like, mocking the, I forget what it's called, Call of Duty, yes, the Call of Duty. I don't play Call of Duty, so forgive me for not remembering its name off the top of my head, the scourge that it is. But yeah, apparently the joke is that the Call of Duty trailer was so bad and the Battlefield one so good that everyone is like all over it. Stuck in development heaven for years. I love how you said heaven instead of hell, because I do think it's going to be good. I genuinely think this is going to have a happy ending. Holy shit, my mana just keeps regenerating after every shot now. It's great. Uh-oh. Get off me. Get... Bad boy. Bad. Get... Skinless bone corpse. Get away from me. Spooky, scary skeleton. Go away. What's another good thing that's going on right now? Like some franchise that's doing really well. Oh, I liked Kaiju number 8. I know you guys aren't really a fan of Kaiju number 8, but I recently watched some of the new episodes of the new season. That was good. Still hold my opinion because I'm tired of the Silk Song dance. That's fair. It's been many years, and to be fair, on average, most games that go through that kind of long-term development cycle don't turn out well. If Silk Song does turn out well, it'll be one of the rare games that does well despite a long development cycle, not, you know, one of the many. I heard the devs aren't online, aren't online, enjoyed adding more and more to the game. That's what I've heard too. I've heard it basically started as a DLC for Hollow Knight originally. And they started adding more and more, and eventually they're like, hey guys, I think this is its own game. So they pivoted and started making its own game, which explains the initial delay. Because going from being an addition to Hollow Knight to being its own game would have required a lot more dev time. Even if they had everything basically done. And then the process apparently started adding even more stuff, which only ballooned the project even more. And I think, I really do think it is just one of those things where the devs were really excited to add more and more content. Which is not something I'm going to get upset about, honestly. I would rather a game that takes a long time to get made, but's really, really good with a lot of stuff in it, than a cheap cash grab that has to stretch itself out so it can reach 100 hours, because that's good for advertising, I guess. Honestly, the more I hear the 100-hour gameplay thing, when I used to hear a game has 100 hours of content, okay? Because I don't think it's just that I'm older and don't have as much time. I actually think one of the reasons I don't like the whole... Oh shit, what is this? Okay, so don't stand in the blood puddles. And also, how do we get rid of the corruption? Okay, right, this flower. I think one of the reasons I don't like the whole advertising for like, oh, this game has 1,000 hours or whatever, is because most of the time nowadays that just means there's a bunch of really, really grindy stuff. As opposed to there being good content that will actually last you like hundreds of hours. Like if somebody says Skyrim has hundreds of hours, you should totally enjoy it, you'll be playing it forever. I'm like, oh cool, there's constantly new things to find in the world. If I hear the latest open world sandbox has hundreds of hours of content, I'm like, oh joy, more collectibles to find. Will they all appear on the minimap the moment I get into an area to bombard me with stimuli? Like, when I remember the difference between, like, hearing Elden Ring is going to take me, like, hundreds of hours to beat. Or 200 hours to, like, 100% and do all the stuff in. I'm like, hell yeah, From Software, baby. Uh-oh, Demon manifested. Wait, what's going on? Something happened. Oh, shit, it's my inner demon. It's my inner demon. But no, I am really looking forward to Silk Song. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think there's going to be a lot of good content in it. Come on. Come on. Oh, shit. She has a cannon? Bitch has a cannon now. When did she get a cannon? Who gave my inner demon a cannon? Back to when Silk Song was first announced. Everybody was just going to be the best game ever. Silk Song, that delay comes again. Silk Song's going to be released. Again, they're eventually going to have to release it. It's all they've been working on for the past few years. If they don't release it eventually, they will just go out of business. Also, it has a date for literally next week. It's happening. I don't think they're going to delay it a week before release. It's rather than exciting, it got annoying. And again, I agree that it kind of took up a lot of oxygen. In fact, it got to the point where because they decided to suddenly release it, a bunch of other games apparently delayed their release date just because they don't want to compete with Silk Song. Which, fair, it's one of the most hyped games of all time. If it ends up being good, it will literally just destroy all the other games sold that entire month. Bro, but the past. Like I said, the only evidence I have of Team Cherry's, the only example I can have of Team Cherry's gameplay and their game design right now is Hollow Knight. So based on the only other thing they've ever done, I have to assume that they're going to probably make a decent game. I mean, I don't have to assume. I can just not assume at all. But, you know. I'm confident Team Cherry will deliver here. I'm confident. And you know what? If I'm wrong, it's one game, and it's probably not even going to be fully priced to like $60. Because they're, I think, basically an indie studio with like 3 people. You do realize there were like 3 people working on this thing too. The fact they have, what is it, 80 bosses or something, or is it, if it was either 40 or 80 bosses, and like 200 unique enemies. Do you know how long it takes for 3 people to make a game with giant open maps, new traversal mechanics, and that many things? That's a lot of content for 3 people to work on. Like, a lot of content. If those numbers are accurate, which are the numbers I've heard. On several, like 2 different news coverage of the whole thing. So, neither of which are IGN, so I don't think they're just lying to me. But hey. If they are, and the game is horrible, it's a bad game, and I'll tell everybody not to play it. And you know what? You should always read reviews about the game, or at least non-spoiler ones, before you go buy something. Checking out reviews on something, especially a new game, is definitely a good idea. And I'm never going to tell anyone not to do that. The fact that I have a review channel doesn't actually affect this, because my reviews come out way after games get released. I have never been accused of reviewing a game the week it comes out. Ever. Nah, I'm going in blind. I mean, I'm going in blind. I only know about the 100, like the 40 enemies or whatever, because I heard about the announcement day, and there were people talking about that in that same article where I found out about that. But aside from the number of enemies, I'm going in totally blind to this, and it's going to be fun. Oh shit, I'm about to die. You know what? I'm gonna do the smart thing for once. I'm nearly dead, and I'm going to head back to the shrine and actually go heal myself like a sensible person and not charge headfirst blindly ahead. Mostly because I can't do that anymore, because the game has decided that there are going to be random save points that will... Again, it won't be so cynical and jaded if it wasn't for the game community overhyping it all the time. That is also fair. The gaming community has a really bad habit of overhyping certain projects. Like, for every Elden Ring that gets hyped into oblivion and everyone loves, you have a Cyberpunk 2077, which I will freely admit I was hyped for when I first heard about it. It sounded really cool. You know, people who did The Witcher 3, I still really need to play The Witcher 3. I played a bit of it. I played the starting area. I have not finished it. I really need to. I need to finish Witcher 1 first, though. I'm one of those people... See, I'm one of those people that can't get into a game story if I can't, like, play the predecessors. I want to know the story. I actually want to play Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. I actually almost wanted to play those beforehand, but I decided not to. I did enjoy Baldur's Gate. And for the most part, Baldur's Gate is pretty unrelated to the previous games. Like, it sort of references them a bit, but it's not necessary for understanding it. I just stopped waiting for Silksong. That is also true for me to an extent. I wasn't... Like, when Silksong got announced, I'm like, oh, that finally has a date. Okay, cool. And then it got delayed again, and then it was like, oh, it has another date this year. Cool. It's really close? Okay, it's probably coming out. I wasn't so much waiting for it as it's a game I would be excited for when it comes out, if that makes sense. There are very few games these days that I actually, like, am awaiting. The only times I really await for a game is when From Software releases something, or a franchise I'm really passionate about gets a new entry. So, like, occasionally I'll be super excited about stuff, but for the most part, I just, like, check out new releases and play what comes out, you know? Honestly, playing games regularly has really made me, like, desensitized to the whole waiting for that one perfect franchise thing. Because, look, I need to figure out what I'm going to be playing next week. After, you know, whenever I finish a game, I'm like, so what else is coming out? I don't have time to look at the game several months down the line, and you know what's coming out, like, this month or this week. It actually has kind of been, like, kind of freeing, because I get to play things I wouldn't have... Like, I don't think I would have ever encountered Wuchang if it weren't for needing a game to play and looking into the Souls-like category. Because before I started doing this, I didn't really, like, buy a ton of games all the time. I would buy 1 or 2 games I really wanted to play, and that would be it. Now I've grabbed, like, a decent amount of, like, smaller titles and medium-sized titles, which is actually good for me, I think. I feel like grabbing more medium-sized and smaller titles has been good for my variety. I'm not just grabbing larger projects. Oh my god, so I'm trapped in a corner. I hate getting trapped in a corner. These stupid bulls. And these stupid little skeletons, can they just die already? And I'm out of healing items. Frick. Oh my god, so just keep going. And I died. Most recent thing I've excited for in recent years was Witchspring R DLC. I mean, that just came out too, so yeah, definitely something to be hyped for. I won't lie, if I was hyped for... I will say this, I was hyped for Night Rain and kind of disappointed. I still haven't played it, so maybe I should give it a try. It's just, I'm not really interested in the 4-player co-op thing, or the 3-player co-op nonsense. I know you can technically beat the game single player now, but I'm just... It's not really what I play those kind of games for, if that makes sense. I enjoy the single player challenge. Like, I might summon a spirit or an NPC summon, but I didn't really go for, like, co-op summoning. And when I did play multiplayer in Souls-likes, it was generally PvP. I didn't generally go co-oping. Unless I was, like, grinding for a reward in one of the Covenants. Alrighty. Oh my god, these stupid little... This area is just gonna make me suffer, isn't it? The fucking blood swamp, I swear. Okay, you get the frick out of my way and die. One thing I try my best when I'm excited or love something recommending it is to not overhype or pester people to play it. Yeah. To be fair, it helps for me because I have a lot of friends who don't necessarily play the same things I do. Like, if I occasionally I'll say, like, Frederick, you should play this, and I'll remember, oh right, Frederick doesn't play those kind of games. Frederick plays smaller indie platformers or puzzle games and shit. He's not going to necessarily be into a Souls-like. I can recommend them to Caleb, but Caleb's usually already played them because he's also really into Souls-like I am. So I don't necessarily need to convince people to play a bunch of things. Although, every once in a while, I will find a game that I want to make people play. Lysfanga was one of them. I still think people should give that a shot. I really want to go back and do some more of those challenge levels. Those were fun. And I might do like a retro replay of, like, Lysfanga for a bit. Tycoon management games. Oh yeah, management games. You're really into management. Lewis likes his strategy games. Caleb enjoys the third-person action RPG Souls-like genre like I do. And I also kind of like just general RPGs too, not just like action RPGs, but you know, text-based RPGs or even very heavy story-based ones. So I tend to fall into that category as well. Like, I've actually played through Planescape Torment entirely. I finished the game. Do you know how much effort it is to finish a game? Planescape Torment is one of those things I don't think I'll ever be able to actually recommend to anyone. Every time I recommend it, it'll be with like 1,000 caveats. Because it is a great game that I think a lot more people should play. I just don't know the kind of people who should play it. It's basically, if you want to read a small fantasy novel as you play an RPG with very, very, very bad directions on where you need to go, and if you miss a single line of text, you might have to look up a walkthrough, it might be the game for you. But it is very much a very weird thing to be into. It's a very well-written game that has very interesting themes on immortality and punishment and, you know, suffering in general. Personhood and who you are if your memories keep getting reset. The guy the main character literally has to deal with previous versions of himself who left traps along the way to discover his own identity because some of them just grew to think he was generally an asshole. But it's also a game that's like really hard to recommend. It might be one of the most difficult recommendations I have ever encountered because it's just not something you can recommend in the modern day to most people. You have to recommend it to people who've already enjoyed retro games. Essentially, if you played Fallout and you would wish there was more story and you're okay with not having turn-based combat and having to actually deal with some of that combat in real time for a good story, I'd recommend Planescape Torment maybe. The old Fallouts, I mean, specifically. The really old ones. Fallout 1 and 2. Maybe if you played New Vegas, I might give you Fallout 1 and then see if you like that. And if you like that, I might give you Neverwinter Nights and Planescape Torment. That'd be like the progression curve that you would have to go through before I would recommend them. Basically, you'd have to like show you like some other things like similar-ish to it before I'd give you the main course. My main games I love are visual and kinetic novels and JRPGs. That definitely fits based on your recommendations, Dawnseeker. Sorry to say, bud, that wasn't a super big surprise. Oh shit. Is that an undead zombie meat horse? Look at it, it's a meat horse. I thought these were like bird monsters, but look at this thing. Of course, that's a back kick. No, it doesn't actually. Okay. Oh shit. That thing. Oh, frick. Come on, climb! Climb! Climb, 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 climb! Oh my god, so we made it. Okay, we need to find a shrine, like, now. Whoa, shit! Okay, extra now, extra now. Come on, shrine, shrine, shrine. Knock down. Oh, I really hate, oh gods. What the hell, lady? What are you doing? That's a lot of blood. And blood magic, I'm assuming. I would like to find a shrine before I talk to her in case she goes hostile. Occasionally I get surprised if I'm playing games, different genres outside of that. Yeah, yeah. And it is always good to, like, breach outside your comfort zone and try new things. I think that's important. I mean, I don't think if someone had told me what Lisfanga was, I don't think I would have tried it, necessarily. But I saw the trailer for it first. And that's what made me go, oh, this looks really cool. It was already an action game, so that was pretty good, you know. That was very on theme for me. Although I also want to play Alien Isolation. That's like a survival game with sci-fi elements. You know, and I played visual novels. Granted, most of them had either fantasy elements or dragons, so not super outside my wheelhouse, but somewhat outside it. Okay, well, this isn't the way to a shrine. My god, there are so many of these. Holy shit, how many people have died here? Jeez. There's a small parade of the dead following me around now. I really just want to find a shrine because I am out of healing potions. Oh my god. I really don't want to open this because I feel like it's a trap. I really should go for the shrine. I'm going to be safe. I'm going to play this safe. We're going to go for the shrine. We're going to find a shrine, and then we'll go back to that. Alright, maybe we go up the ladder first. Witchroidvania and Evergrave, Metroidvania games. Metroidvania, it's also a really good genre. Oh, man, I still remember playing Metroid Prime on the GameCube. Metroid Prime Echo was the one I played more of, though. I actually had a pretty good multiplayer mode. They had these, like, fun dark gun, light gun, and, like, omni-gun thing going on. It was kind of interesting. Not a huge weapon variety, but it was enough. It was enough weapon variety to be kind of interesting and fun. I did prefer Star Fox Assault, though, I will say. Shit, shit. Damn it. I should have gone down the ladder the moment I saw him. Look at his face. It's all birdy and fucked up looking. I gotta say, the monster designs in this game, peak. This is a peak monster design right here. Like, you show me a monster from this game and I'll be like, oh yeah, this is Wuchang. I can just tell. You can just feel the enemy's, like, wetness. The wet, dripping blood and meat. Very visceral. Very meaty, for lack of a better word. Honestly, I think visceral is a good word. Visceral is a very good word to describe this. Oh, who are you? Okay, cool. Nice to see you, bud. Grow powered and raged. Okay. and you to the next life should the power overwhelm you. Okay, thanks, bud. It's nice to know if I go insane and start murdering people in the woods, you'll kill me instead. It's very nice. Thank you. Okay, shortcut down here, so I don't have to fight all those enemies. That's nice. Oh, Subnautica. Well, yeah, but I already knew I kind of liked survival crafters. I already knew I kind of liked basic survival crafters. Like, I loved Minecraft growing up, you know. So liking something that's kind of like Minecraft but underwater is not a huge surprise to me, personally. It wasn't one of those games that just, like, immediately made me go, wow, I never would have tried this. I'm like, I probably would have eventually gotten around to trying something like this. Throw the vorpal blades over and over. I keep throwing blue daggers. You have never played Minecraft? Oh, dude. Minecraft is actually just really good. One of the best things about it is the game is so simple on a basic level that everything added afterwards feels like additional goodies. Like, every mod, every update that added new content always felt like a good basic system. Honestly, the official content from the game feels like mod content in the best way possible. It feels like content that is there to enhance, to add more stuff for the player to do. Sometimes, the best part is because Minecraft has allowed every player to keep a copy of all the old versions, you can play whatever version of Minecraft you want. You can literally select, but you know that. Fair. I mean, I think it's cool, still cool though, because even though there's more stuff added on, you can still select which amount of complexity you want to play. You can select to just play version 1.0 or 1.25 or something, where everything was pretty basic. And there wasn't a lot of advanced features or advanced applications. Even watching all the mods. That's fair. Although, I still recommend giving it a try, because I feel like Minecraft is one of those games that has something for everybody. If the base game doesn't have anything you enjoy, like if you enjoyed Subnautica, if you enjoyed any of the base building, not just the underwater explanation parts, but if you enjoyed any of like the actual gameplay loop of Subnautica, I feel like you'll probably enjoy the gameplay loop of Minecraft. .8, yeah. Oh, you can just start over basic. That it's still an option. I mean, I played 1.25 and then like played around with 1.0 when I first started, and that was before they had the version selector, which makes it really easy now. It also leads to like a lot of interesting challenges. I think I told you guys about that one challenge I read about where you're supposed to get all the unobtainable items by going to older versions where they existed. Really cool. I think 1.8 or 1.9 would probably be my perfect version too. That's around to be fair though, it's around when I left. How would a new version player know which version they like? That is the question. Although there are guides online that are like, hey, if you don't want a lot of this stuff, do this. If you want like the basic building experience, go to this version or whatever. There's probably guides online for that, most certainly. I guarantee you there are guides on it. The more I explained it wasn't the crafting that drew me to Subnautica, it was more so the combination of factors and the fact that it was the only underwater game. It is the only underwater game that has not made traversing through underwater feel like an absolute pain in the ass. I will definitely give it that. Subnautica made underwater exploration actually fun, which is a freaking achievement. Although to be fair, that's just because the movement feels a lot better, I think. Like, Subnautica not only had a bunch of stuff to find underwater because it was, the main game was underwater, you know, which was a big part of it. Because I think a lot of games just do not actually design at all for underwater, which fair, most of the game takes place above water. Any underwater segments are weird one-offs. Alright, let's go magic daggers. Spam the magic daggers. There we go. Horsey's dead. Take that, you overgrown monstrosity. I've defeated you. Alright, we're doing much better this time around. Got that magic buildup going on. Back when it first released, there was literally nothing else like it. I mean, there's nothing like it for survival games, but there is like, what was it called? Abzu or whatever that did the whole majestic undersea water thing well, I think. I forget what it's called. It was that one where you're kind of like third personing. It's not the same thing as Subnautica, but it did the kind of majesty of the ocean thing well, I think. Although Subnautica didn't just do the majesty of the ocean, which is kind of impressive, they also did the horror of the sea. That was one of the really cool things about Subnautica, actually, was how good it brought... It really made you terrified of the things that lurk in the depths. She's like a creepy... Is she wearing like an Aztec getup or something? This looks like something like an Aztec would wear. Like, look at this. This does not look like Chinese or Japanese almost. It almost looks like Aztec wear. Maybe it is Chinese and I'm just like being an idiot, but it does kind of look to me a bit like Aztec inspired. Will we conquer it? Maybe we shall. Perhaps, perhaps. We shall see. There really is no game like Subnautica. Even Subnautica 2 is very different. Although I did like the things they tried to do, like the cold meter. I feel like they didn't use that enough. I feel like the game should have like been more based around it. But I do like that they tried. They cut through the pure beauty of the deep sea. The side effect of that beauty is the horror of the unknown mysteries. Yeah, the first time you run into a Leviathan is like terrifying. The first time I ran into a ghost Leviathan, I actually almost like just had a panic attack. That was beyond horrifying. Okay, we're gonna run away from them. Just run away. It's a perfectly valid strat with things that don't have a lot of movement speed. Alright, so going up leads us to getting murdered by the swordsman. Is there anything over here? Maybe we can get a shortcut or something. It did effectively capture both the horror and beauty of the sea, though. Which was really impressive. Even now, looking back at it, the graphics are still good enough to give me chills. Going into the deep ocean never stops being a little fucking terrifying. Because that's the thing with Subnautica. It not only is like you will run into horrifying monsters, but also, hey, the first few times you do it in a playthrough, you don't have great oxygen reserves. Okay, this is a boss arena, so we don't want to go to the boss arena with like no way to get back. We don't want to run through this whole gauntlet to get back to the boss. So let's head back up this ladder, try and kill that swordsman guy, and find a shrine, or a shortcut back to the shrine we were at. Because otherwise, we will have to run this entire gauntlet every time we want to go fight the boss. And that's just not going to be good for my, my mental state. Okay, buddy. Can you stop following me across the entire goddamn map? You should lose aggro eventually. My boy, you gotta lose aggro eventually. When you've not seen me for an hour, you need to lose aggro and walk away. Ooh, sorry, my throat's a little sore. What are some other good things that are coming around? One of the other things, I'm actually interested to see what happens with that new Avatar, the Last Airbender show. I know it's probably not going to be as good as the original. I mean, Korra wasn't as good as the original, but I did enjoy Korra. I'm one of the weirdos who actually likes The Legend of Korra. I know. Oh yes, we have a shrine. We have a shortcut. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Because they went out of their way to cut out that terror. Yeah, I think that's a valid take. Below Zero definitely removed a lot of the mystery. It also added a lot more human characters. Like added like voice lines, and now we're playing like a named character who's there to like look for her sister. And then they explained a lot of stuff. Like we learned about the alien technology from an AI who was there like giving us monologuing. Instead of the AI civilization being this mysterious thing we only figure out through like a handful of translations and one or two researchers who also looked into it a bit. You know, we essentially had to piece things together in the original. Whereas in this one, we kind of like spoon-fed information from the AI, which is kind of weird. Okay, let's try and see if we can get like trigger here. Can we get anything? Okay, we got a Vorpal Blade. We'll go ahead and do this. I feel like that is part of Below Zero's issues for me when it comes to being a horror game, is that they explained way too much. Like, you essentially had an AI buddy helping you guide you to the ending. The blueprints are handed to you. Yeah. You don't have to, like, go and actually, like, go explore. To be fair, I think that's like the game as a whole. It wasn't about exploring this world and eventually figuring out where you need to go and then figuring out how to do stuff. It was about following your sister's trail or whatever and figuring out what the company was doing here and the research plot. Oof. That hurts. It would have probably been better if the research, if we had actually like had to, you know, maybe they used the sister as an introduction, and then we have to go eventually figure out, oh, there's some giant temple thing that we're also interested in the north, and then you just have to figure out where they mean from north here. And you can have in some obscure part of the map in the deeper areas. And then you have to go all the way over there and search. And eventually you find the AI and he's like, oh, my records are very incomplete or something. If you still don't have the AI buddy, I mean. I still think having, like, another character there it reduced the loneliness of it all, too. Like, Subnautica was, like, a lonely game where you made friends with your fish pets because they were all you had, you know? Whereas Subnautica Below Zero felt, like, way more alive. There used to be a completely different story early in development. Really? Holy shit. This guy is really annoying. Holy frick. Okay, that was just me being stupid. This is why I vehemently oppose the concept of multiplayer in Subnautica. The point of Subnautica is you're alone. Yeah, it was a core part of the thing. You don't even run into any human characters, really. You run into distress signals, but by the time you get there, everybody who sent out the distress signal is always dead. Honestly, the moment when I finally figured out how to salvage the wreck with the radiation, that was like a golden moment for me. I was like, oh my god, I'm going into the radioactive ship to shut down the reactor before it goes boom. This is going to be so much fun. It was this like moment of, oh yeah, I am the badass. I am doing this. And I do it all alone because all you had were a few text logs of what happened to people before they got murdered by whatever wildlife they ran into on the escape pods. I also loved the ending where you get back home and they give you a tally of how many resources you've used on their planet because they own the planet because cyberpunk dystopia, I guess, or sci-fi dystopia. Which is kind of funny. It was funny in a very dark, kind of like depressing way. And I thought it was like a really good ending joke to it to kind of like lighten the mood at the very end. Also, to be fair, it's also kind of a bad ending because you're probably gonna be working for this company for the rest of your natural born life to pay off that debt you made while you were trying to stay alive. My god, so I swear, sometimes the most dangerous enemies are like these like human-ish players. I wonder if there's someone else who also went insane from the same disease, and they're essentially like a version of me that couldn't resist it or something. With the whole bird head thing. At least I got this shortcut now, so it's a nice quick run to the pseudo boss. I hope this is like a mini boss. I'm not just getting owned by a normal enemy. That'd be really embarrassing. Oh my god, stupid skeletons are really annoying. Fun fact, Riley, the character you play as in Subnautica, can repair the drive core breaches because Riley was the licensed engineer. Oh, no, I knew they were an engineer. You can find that in the logs. Vorpal Blade. Vorpal Blade, Vorpal Blade. Oof. Oh shit. Oh, damn. Holy shit, this man is annoying. Holy god, he's so aggressive, right? Like, there's barely a moment to actually do anything. Maybe I need to try, like, one of my other spells. Honestly, with how House of Subnautica Below Zero Dawn turned out and House of Subnautica 2 was announced with multiplayer, I don't feel like it's something I would buy. That's fair. I feel like it had potential, too. Like, I really do think the temperature mechanic was a good idea. And I think that the way they were implemented, like, I wish that the things that burst out of the ice to attack you, the giant worm monsters that were on, like, all the marketing for it, were more of a presence. They only show up in a few areas, and they're not as, like, integral to the game. They're in a few, like, story segments, why everybody sees them. But if those things had been, like, if one of the regular parts was we're exploring the northern ice sheets or something like that, and we regularly encounter, like, these giant worm things, like, imagine segments where the worms will only come out once they sense that you've gotten deep enough into the ice sheets. So you go into this ice sheet, and after a while you stop being careful because you think you're safe, only for the very end to get surprised by, oh god, they're here, and now they're hunting you because you disturbed them at the very end of the sheet, and now they're after you. It feels like all my openings are like traps. Like, okay, I gotta go melee with this guy. I can't go spells. Holy shit, I did it. Burning Flames. I got a new spell. Nice. Feels like devs lost sight of the core of Subnautica Terror. It's not the optional part of it that you can just remove without consequence. The core part makes it beautiful. It does feel like they made like the whole the alien planet mystery thing more of a core focus, as opposed to just surviving this hostile world. I won't deny that. One of the things I do appreciate about the original Subnautica 2 is that it has a stable map. Like, don't get me wrong, I get that random generation survival games can make replay more interesting, but I actually do like Subnautica's method of, this is a set map that we are able to actively design for maximum impact. I think it worked out really, really well for Subnautica. I genuinely do. It's one of the things I think is one of the best things about the game is the set map. Because it means that people can share information much easier about, like, specific places that are good to go. It also means that if you do need to look up information for the walkthrough, you're not forced to, like, camp out based on, like, regional data or using the F3 button in Minecraft, you know? Like, oh, yes, now you're in this particular biome. You weren't before, because, yes, they have similar trees, but the hill shape is different in the actual official biome. But with Subnautica, it's a singular map, and once you know where stuff is, you can do a lot of fun things. It also means you can share cool base locations. One of the things I've like loved doing was looking for like new places to build a base, because there's so many cool areas that people find that are great for base building, to get the like optimal space and be able to build really cool designs, or maybe cross over like a canyon or gorge or something. So many cool things to do there, and I love it. It's fantastic. I also like that you could just kind of have as many bases as you want. A lot of survival games will do the thing like Power World where they'll limit your base numbers or something like that. I like that they were just like, no, you can just build more bases. Go for it. You do have to maintain them, though. If you leave a base abandoned for a while... Oh, that was the other thing, too. You can leave a base abandoned, and eventually you come back, and it's, like, damaged. It's like, yeah, things have happened while you've been gone. You don't just get to leave this thing perfectly intact on the seafloor and have it be perfectly intact on the seafloor. I'm sorry. It just doesn't happen. The lack of auto-mapping feature in the original Subnautica forced you to make your own via remembering landmarks, beacons, and environmental cues. Yeah, like, I remember when I was playing Subnautica, I actually knew which biomes I had to go through to get to the others. I knew where stuff was, because I was forced to memorize the locations, and figure out where things were on the map. Also, the early game, you start out with very limited resources, and your base building takes a while to unlock, which means that you can kind of like build up to having a mapping room. Like, getting a scanner room where you could, like, see resources and when they respawn was a huge deal when I finally unlocked it, you know? It was, like, a really big deal. As it should be. Finally gaining the ability to map everything using the scanner room is, like, it should be a big, impressive thing that, like, drastically changes the world. And the fact that you could, like, build your base specifically to have scanners and scanner rooms so you could see what was going on in areas was just so cool. It felt like I was building outposts and main bases, operations that are specifically for certain things, you know. I was like a one-man survival crew. It was great. Alright, let's see here. Magic. Fireball. Ooh, we have the magic circle that deals magic damage. Okay, cool. That looks cool. I don't have a lot of feathering damage at the moment, so I'm going to keep with magic stuff. Okay. Ooh, look at that. It requires... I don't have 5 pips. I can't cast that because I don't have... I think I can only get up to like 3 or 4 at the moment, so I actually can't cast the giant freak-off laser beams yet. Dang. Wish I could do that. That'd be cool. Maybe I can. Can I get up to 4? No, I can only get up to 3 or 4 of them, I think. Fun fact, there's a Reaper within the range of your base scanner if it can track your location. I think I encountered that at one point, actually. And not in, like, a good way. In a, oh shit, what's going on way kind of way. Let's see. Feathering is at 0. Yeah, I don't want to play any feathering spells right now. They're going to have, like, shit scaling. Slightly reduces damage and prevents beast roars from making me flinch. That sounds good. Increases stamina recovery. I don't have any throwables at the moment, so that's probably a good idea. Alright, let's do this. Alright, boss. I'm ready. What the hell? What is... Is that a shrine? That is a shrine on its back. Where did this thing come from? I feel like I walked into an open field and suddenly my character was standing in front of an eldritch abomination. Holy shit. Damn, this game has some cool monster designs. Like, look at that, like, face. Holy man. They really made these things look like glistening and wet and gross. I appreciate... Holy... Oh, boys. Oh, boys. It's trying to eat me. It's trying to eat me. Oh, shit. Nope, I forgot to put my fireball, and that's a problem. Okay, there we go. Okay, now I got my fireball equipped. I think fire damage will deal more damage to the tree, I think. Okay, just does sizable damage, Whoa. It also does sizable damage to me. Alrighty, we got fireball in line. Fireball! Oh shit, it fizzled out before it got... It has a range. It has limited range. Oh shit, shit. It's trying to suck me. Oh, and I got pummeled by that too. Jeez. Okay, we got this. I actually built a Reaper location grid. Bunch of the small bases consisting of multiverses rooms, some solar panels, and a scanner room. That's kind of clever, I'm not gonna lie. That's actually kind of clever. Holy shit. Okay, this boss is, there's a lot going on here. Holy frick. Ugh. Back away, back away, back away. Oh, man. Here it comes. Trying to swing at me. It's very slow. Adding a scanner HUD chip, and I could know the location of any Reaper at any time I was in Reaper territory. Again, very clever of you. Very clever. Clever girl. A clever boy. Yeah. Alright, we got him. We getting him. We're getting him. Get off to the side. We don't want to get hit by that. Can we get this first try? I don't think we will because... Oh god, the little skeletons are here. Nope, we're not getting this first try. These things are a pain in my ass. No, get off me! Oh shit. More of the vines. The vines! Oh yeah, we're getting them, we're getting them. Oh shoot. Oh, back up, back up. I just need to get one more shot off on him. Oh, this will be perfect. Just dodge. Oh, go up to the side over here, and I think we got him. Yep, we got him. Here it is. First try, baby. Look at this. Love how the Reaper leaves you lasting terror every time you hear its breath after you count it once. Yes, because the first time you encountered the damn thing, it grabbed your submarine by its gigantic thorny tendrils and shook you around while rattling your person inside your little glass ball for a bit. It was a terrifying encounter. And then you see the Ghost Reaper like phasing through objects and you're just like, nope. I vividly remember the first time I saw a Ghost Reaper in the distance, I was just like, nope. And I turned around and went back to base for a bit. Because I wanted nothing to do with that. It was great. It was a great experience. That's the kind of thing you live for in games. Is when a game can just make you go, nope. And walk around the other direction. And then from then on, you're left with that remarkable terror every time you hear the noises. Oh, man. There are some noises in video games that could probably induce anxiety attacks. Alright, so we killed the giant mutant corpse tree thing. Whatever it was. Good on us. We've destroyed another monstrosity, I think. I'm still not exactly clear what our goal is, but to be fair, my character has amnesia, so I'm not sure she's clear on what our goal is either. I love it when a character also has amnesia in a plot you have no idea what's going on with, so you can just be like, I mean, I don't know what's going on, sure, but I also don't think my character knows what's going on either, so that's good too. The sound design was phenomenal, so not good. Oh, absolutely, 100%. The ambient noise really did make some segments of the game actually peak terror. Sound design is fairly important in a lot of horror games I've found, or any game that's trying to do horror even remotely well. Because it can really, it's the best way to like make people scared of something without having to show it to them is by making them hear it. Like, creepy sounds in an abandoned house can make the abandoned house feel creepy. I still remember when I played Madison. I still need to remake the thumbnail for Madison. I really want to remake the thumbnail. I have a few ideas for it now. And I actually have a plan to like draw something up sometime in the next week or two if I have any time at work where I can just like start sketching on the side. I haven't had a lot of free time at work. Work has been pretty busy lately. But I have thought of an idea of me like holding the camera at the demon behind me, maybe. That game had some really good sound design. It felt creepy. The house, there were constantly sounds of things like being moved in the corners of the rooms or objects that would vanish where you would hear them move. That was really creepy. The game itself just wasn't that fast paced, and so you went to the same areas over and over again. And eventually the scares became repetitive, but the sound design really helped it last longer. So the most important critical roles are the ones you never notice in the moment. Oh yeah, exactly. Actually, one of the things I've been told multiple times is that with movies in particular. The editor is the one person you'll never really notice unless they're doing a really poor job. The only time you will notice an editor, who is one of like the most important roles in a movie, is editing all together to flow well. The only time you will ever notice it is if they've done it badly. If an editor did their job perfectly, you will not notice the editing. Or maybe you'll notice one shot if they're particularly really, really good at their jobs. And they've worked with the director. The director also edited it or whatever, and they did like a kind of combination work thing there. But most of the time, if the editor is doing a good job, you will just not notice them. And they're the unsung hero of so many movies. The people who do the lighting, the people who do the makeup and costumes, all of these people just like don't show up on screen. They're not like the big creative visionaries that led the whole projects like the director or producer, but they are so essential to so many movies going right. And the animators, all the CGI animators on like modern stuff is like deserve so much praise. I feel like not enough of them get that praise too, because we're so quick to call out bad CG. I feel like we've kind of stopped calling out good CG lately. It's always like, oh, the CG was acceptable, you know? There's so many animators who work on this stuff. I am the magic pirate. I sling the magic blades of blue light. Dark Knight Two-Face. Yeah, makeup was good there. Gotta love that makeup job. Do you think about that makeup job immediately when you think of it? Do you think of like the makeup artist? Do you know the name of the makeup artist who really worked on that? Probably not. They're probably buried in like the effects, costuming, and makeup back in the, pretty far down into the credits list. Alright, got him. Alright. Slinging him down with my sword. I do like one of the first bosses was like a big magic boss, so I got some like magic equipment. Also, I should probably check out my armor, because I don't think I've changed... Oh, shoot, there was a gunner. Oh, they're like up there. Holy shit. Alright, let's see what our armor looks like here. This looks like a mostly straight buff over anything that's not like lightning damage. This is good on anything that's not fire or tenacity. Although I'm probably gonna go pirate armor for now. I'm gonna go pirate. Let's go pirates. Let's go the pirate armor. Every time I finish a game, the credits roll, I give a visible round of applause. Honestly, that's good. Appreciate all the people who worked on it. One of the things, like, going through, like, all this behind-the-scenes stuff has been really good for is, like, knowing all these other people who worked on it, not just, like, the main people. Because I get quotes from not just, like, the director or whatever. I get a lot of quotes from the director or the main creators behind stuff because they have a lot to say about the, development of the ideas. But I do grab people for, like, the animators. Like, two of the animators, I think, got referenced in my Lilo and Stitch review as well. Like, I used 2 quotes from 2 different sets of animators that were on the film, or the art team. Honestly, it was surprising just how involved Schumacher was. Like, I wouldn't have thought Lilo and Stitch was something that had like a big producer involvement, but the Schumacher was like a really, really good guy on that movie. All right, got him. Pop another heal. Let's go. Here we go. Alrighty. Now, one of the other things I've really enjoyed is been Clair Obscur. I know, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 I've been talking about nonstop, but damn, that game just continues to linger in my mind. I have not thought this much about a game, I think, since, like, Elden Ring came out. It's one of those games that just, like, really stuck with me, I feel. Arcane arts to a vision he received in a dream. By the 3rd year, the Ming Emperor had deepened his quest for immortality, drawing dark forces to the region. Monks were summoned to subdue these malevolent spirits, including the sacred spirit turtle in their ritual. a monument erected for future generations. All hail the sacred lion turtle. All hail the lion turtle, everybody. Look, it's the lion turtle for Avatar. Good. Good on you. Appreciate those artists. They do good work. It really does feel difficult, too, because there are these, like, huge teams that work on most modern projects. Like, don't get me wrong, if Silksong, for example, is good, we can just be like, oh, yeah, cool, good job, the 3 or 4 people who worked on that. But it's hard to do that with, like, these larger projects. Like, you can say, oh, yeah, good job, everybody, but it's not like you can, you know, go find everyone, especially what they did can be a little obscure, too. Like, when you have, like, 15 different people who worked on animations or whatever, how do you figure out who worked on the particular animation that you did, that you really enjoyed? It's connect the feathering. A direct confrontation would be ill-advised. Sure, I'll investigate for you so you don't have to get involved directly. I get it. You don't want them knocking down the door of your, you don't want them knocking down the door of your medicine practice and, you know, burning you at the stake or something. Okay. And Vorpal Blade. Got him. Indeed. Though to be fair, saying you worked on some projects must feel like really good for your career. Like, I mean, John Carmack and John Carmack is actually a really good programmer, but John Romero basically got like a bunch of money for Daikatana by basically just saying, I made Doom and Quake, give me money. And everybody was like, cool, here's a bunch of money. Make the shittiest game in the world. I've never played Daikatana, but I've seen people play it, and that's enough for me to know I don't want to play it. Like, there are a few games out there where I can see it and immediately be like, oh my god, this gameplay just looks that bad. Daikatana is one of them. I've seen people, like, try and fight with the AI. I've seen people, like, die from the weapons, not in a fun way. I've seen people try and, like, guide the AI companions or whatever. Fireball! Shing! Alrighty. Whoa, whoa. Let's go. We got a steamed bunny bun. Steamed bunny bun in the world of, like, visceral body horror. Don't you love it when the body horror action RPG also gives you steamed little buns shaped like bunnies? It's adorable. I am a sorceress. Bow before my mastery of the arcane arts. Ah. What else has been really good? I've been checking out Black Lagoon. I got another episode in. Very fun show. I think Nerd Dragon was very much right. I should have watched it years ago. I knew I wanted to watch it years ago, so, you know, I've been putting it off. I shouldn't have put it off that long. Take him down. Mostly Remy is just a freaking badass, but she's a badass in a way through my progress with Symphony of Gear. I think I finished, like, the first series a while back. I forget. It was a long time ago, like a month or two ago, I think. I forgot to mention it. I probably need to rewatch it, because I barely remember what happened at the end with, like, the giant swords and everything. And Ragnarok. Ragnarok was pretty cool. Or not Ragnarok. What was the giant weapon? The giant sword weapon she got? Oh, I forgot. It was weird. I like it. To be fair, a lot of the mythology references it kept making did keep me going for a decent chunk of it, I'm not gonna lie. I'll probably rewatch it so I can give you a more detailed breakdown, or at least rewatch, like, the last, like, 3 or 4 episodes. It's been a while since I did those. And give you, like, Durandal. Sorry, Durandal. Not yeah, Durandal, not Ragnarok. Ragnarok was from Soul Eater. Sorry, I also just watched a few new episodes from oh god, what was it? Fire Force recently, so I have Soul Eater on the brain. Among his prized possessions was a rare and exquisite Buddha statue. Okay. He got obsessed with it. It's like Narcissa, except so instead of being obsessed with the self, he's obsessed with a Buddha statue. Also, I can't hear the word Durandal and not think of not think of Marathon, because I've watched the reviews of Marathon by Mandalore, and whenever I hear Durandal now, I just think Durandal the AI. I have a hard time imagining any other Durandal that exists. And fire the Vorpal Blades. Yes, we are going to be a coward. Okay. Oh, actually, there's another anime I watched a few episodes of, actually, recently. So I should probably go on to the second, is what you're saying. Okay, I might try the second then. I have encountered series like that where the first version is almost like the test drive, you know, and it really starts taking off in the later seasons. MLP was like that. First season is pretty much like the weakest for me, I think, and then later stuff is like way more interesting. Okay, so let's see here. What was it? It was okay. I need to look this up real quick because it's gonna drive me insane. It's like Silent Witch something. I forget what it is. It was a really fun series about, like, you know, the whole trope of, oh, it's a magic user with a unique talent, but she's like the child prodigy magic user who used mathematics to, like, figure out how to do silent casting, so she doesn't have to chant all her spells. But she's also, like, super shy and mostly developed it because she was a math nerd and could not say her spells out loud in front of other people, so she had trouble at school. It is this whole thing, and she has to go infiltrate this, like, noble high school. It's really fun. And I would highly recommend it. What was it called? Oh god, it's gonna drive me insane. So, Secrets of the Silent Witch. Secrets of the Silent Witch. I would highly recommend you check out Secrets of the Silent Witch. It's a really fun show. It's only like a few episodes right now. I think it's only like 7 or 8 episodes at the moment, but definitely worth checking out. Very fun show. Lots of, like, it almost has more of a slice of life stuff going on, but with, like, the whole it's pseudo medieval times, and also it's a noble high school, so there's a lot of, like, you know, kids trying to do, like, the whole noble political shenanigan or anything. But it's also just a lot of, like, weird slice of life stuff, like, oh shit, I have to do, like, I have to learn to dance, but I never learned to dance because I was just a magic neat who hid in the room the whole time. And she gets drafted into the student council because somebody was fudging the numbers and she's really good at math. And so they're just like, so you are really good at math, huh? It's like, yeah. Okay, you're the student accountant now. Oh, by the way, also prove that you're not a murderer because you kind of are implicating the prince's, like, latest assassination plot. What? And it's just like, oh, it's great. It's so much fun. It's weirdly slice of life, but with, like, bursts of shonen-ish action. I'm not even sure how to call it shonen action. It's more of, like, One Punch Man action where the overpowered protagonist gets to beat down and stuff. Although, to be fair, she doesn't effortlessly beat down stuff. She actually does have to, like, try, and there are things that are dangerous. Mostly because she's on protection detail, so it's not necessarily if she can beat every threat. It's about identifying all the threats and being able to react to them. So it's a little bit different. It does keep the show very interesting. I'm currently really enjoying it. She just messed with the wards that one of the other sages made. The one who she's doing this as a favor for. I say a favor. He kind of bullied her into it. It's a really fun show, and I do recommend it. Okay. Where do I go from here? That's my question. So I can't go that way. I already got that. Can't really go this way, can I? Yeah, I can't jump, so I can't get over any of this nonsense. And I can't slash it to pieces. Maybe, oh, maybe we go outside and go around to the left, maybe? That'll do it? Because there was a lot of stuff over here. No. Oh, wait, there's something over here. There is something over here. Okay, so we can go around this way, maybe. I've already done that. Looked at that. My mother and I are watching Saki now. It's about Mahjong. Yeah, you mentioned that one. How is that going? How's the Mahjong going? Because weren't you talking about how it's like people talk about it's like, oh yes, I can predict what you have or whatever. Where in a lot of Mahjong stuff, where it's like a lot of Mahjong anime really go into the whole, I have determined that based on all these factors, your hand must be this, and so I know I have the winning move or whatever. The whole like I can predict your hand when really Mahjong is about guessing, not necessarily knowing. Or at least based on what I played. It's more about guessing, based on whatever evidence you can muster. Oh shit, I'm almost out of health. Frick. The main character is impossibly lucky. Is that played for like comedy? Because I could definitely see like a character who constantly is lucky, like Yu-Gi-Oh! Style, being played for comedy. I could totally see that. Oh wow. Really hope this isn't a long trek to my corpse. I mean, there's a bunch of anime for, like, literally everything, Dawnseeker. There are card game animes, there are Mahjong animes, there are freaking Gundam animes, there are Gundam anime kit models things where you build kit models to save the universe. There are, I mean, there are anime for literally everything. Slice of life, crime, drama, romance, supernatural, sci-fi. The only thing anime doesn't have a strong showing of is horror, and even then there are several horror anime. It's just there are very few good horror anime. Mostly because the anime art style doesn't lend itself to like horror very well, though the detail does lend itself well to psychological horror though. On occasion. I recall Saki purposely learned how to end every game on a draw because her opponents were sore losers. Wait, really? That's actually very funny. I like that gimmick. I like the gimmick of it's not about trying to win every game, it's about trying to draw every game because I'm just that petty. Oh yeah, look at that. Sweep the whole area. Saki always gets plus or minus 0 score differential. She needs to get a very specific hand to get plus or minus 0. Oh, that's fantastic. I love the pettiness there. I can respect it. It's like, fine, you're all sore losers? Fine, then we'll just never have a winner. Alright. Then the players, she recheat before her recheat, meaning that 40 Fu 3 Han hand she had needed to change to be 70 Fu 2 Han hand. She literally had to adapt her hand on the fly to not win but tie. I honestly think that's almost a more impressive set of skills. Spoilers, I haven't gotten to that part yet. Oh, man. I think that's almost more impressive than winning, honestly. Like, anybody can win a game or two every once in a while. But can you make every game into a draw? That almost seems harder than winning every game. Because at least winning is something that you're supposed to be trying to do anyway. And that just requires you to be sort of lucky. This requires luck and insane knowledge. It's kind of nutty. She had to call a closed con and then win off Rinsha. What's Rinsha? It's been a while, Fred. What's Rinsha? Got him. Got him. She had to call the close... off that tile you draw after... Oh, she had to literally draw the tile she needed to win immediately. Damn. It's that she wouldn't get her New Year's money if she won or lost. I like that. Okay, that's actually kind of funny, and I like that. That's even better for the comedy, actually. Yes. Stop the spoilers or I'm leaving. Dawnseeker, stop spoiling. Stop spoiling, Dawnseeker. No spoilers. This is a spoiler-free zone. Spoiler-free zone, Dawnseeker. Spoiler-free. We are peaceful, spoiler-free area here. Just saying. Oh, frick, this thing. Frick. Haven't ever watched the show. Even watched the show. Delicious. This is just the knowledge that is out there about a show. Oh man. You know, I am starting to look through to find some new books. I do think I have one or two new books I might be interested in doing, so I might do those. I really need to get back into like doing shorts too. I have the old stuff for that Magnus Archives short. I need to finish doing the animatic for that. That's on my list of things to do. I have like the early animatic and I have the audio you provided, Frederick, so I am going to finish that, don't worry. I also want to work on maybe like making like some short reviews, like really short. Now that shorts are like 3 minutes instead of just 1 minute, I can do like maybe some you know, more like mini review style things for things that I just don't have the time to do a full review on. Like a book that I'm like okay with talking about, but don't want to get into too much detail and can't afford to track down all the artwork stuff or even have to color it in myself. Well, that was kind of fun. I won't deny it. Some summary from Go Anime. My gods. Oh, one of the other things is I'm still playing around with the VTuber model. I think I've mostly gotten everything working when it comes to like the basic stuff. I still need to like figure out a way to maybe make the either add blend shapes to it after I've exported the VRM, so I'm gonna be looking into that. There was something about that in the tutorial though, and I think if I add blend shapes for like the muzzle and then I add some stuff for the wings, I might have something basic. Alright. We still got a few healing potions. Let's try and keep them as we ascend this mountain. Good gods, I wish there was a shrine around here. Like, the lack of shrines really does screw me over here sometimes. There's gotta be one up at this palace. Like, it feels like a very, like, big area, and we're at the start of it, and usually there's a shrine around there. And there are all these little mini shrine people, so, like, I'm like, where is the shrine around this place? I must have missed it somehow. I feel like I must have missed the shrine somehow. Because that's just like a pretty big chunk of area to go. To be fair, this game does seem to have larger areas that go through it. You haven't read that summary? Ah, when there are different summaries. Okay, what else? What else? So, book reviews. I want to get that animatic, that little, you know, animatic joke short for the Magnus Archives stream we did, or for the Magnus Archives playthrough we're doing. What else? Where am I being shot at from? I just saw a bullet, so where's the go? Oh, shit. Vorpal Blade, Vorpal Blade. Vorpal Blade. Got him. Oof. There we go. Let's go, everybody. We need to charge up to the palace and kill everybody. Okay, so I'm going to try the Awakened Seal effect to get my increased magic. And then we're going to approach this guy with the magic buff. Oh yeah, I can definitely see a damage increase there. Alright. Got it going on. Pop the heal. Alright, got him. Oh, shields. The bane of my existence. They're for cowards who hide passively and do not engage in glorious combat. And now I sound like a Warhammer character. Evil murder dog. Sorry, I must put you down. Because dogs... Oh god, he's letting everybody know where I am. Shit. Asshole. Great, now I'm gonna have like a dozen people trying to... Yep, there they all are. Okay. Killed him. Is there anybody else up here? Okay. So there's that guy. I don't see a shrine though. I really need to find a shrine because I have no health potions. Oh shoot! I just lost some health from the ball. Because I can only fall like a very small distance. Oh no! Not one of these things. Oh, thank goodness. Got it. Okay. So what else is around here? Found the cute existence of Saki because it was cute girls doing cute things. Ah, I see. I see. So you're unofficial subgenre. Or is it actually an official subgenre? Yes, I've seen the Hand of Sunken Skies with the From the Stars ability. Where it's basically the Emerge effect, but instead it's sacrificing the enchantment and reducing it. And then it also gets flying until end of turn, which is kind of, actually, it's kind of interesting. Because you're essentially falling from the stars. I actually like that. The whole gimmick of it's Emerge, but it's enchantments into creatures, and as a result of falling from the stars, you get the flying bonus, which is really cool, I think. It's a subset of the slice of life genre, of course, of course. Feels like it's gonna become a Yuri anime. It might. You never know. You never know with anime. Uh, instant speed, too. Yeah, that is actually a really cool bonus. I actually do like that. It very much fits with the theme, too, of the set. Oh, shit. Alright, come on, come on, come on, come on, climb, 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 climb. Okay, I can just burst down him from above. I have the high ground now, Anakin. Fear me. Fear me, for I have the high ground, and I can just barrage you with Vorpal Blades, because you can't climb ladders, apparently. Good for me, I guess. Also a subset of it called Moblob? Moblob? What does that mean? Yeah, I'd probably want to do only From the Stars or Emerge. You probably wouldn't want to do both. You could just do From the Stars as the mechanic. That actually does seem like it'd be kind of cool. Although you don't get the same thing of, like, people just, like, just normal creatures turning into Eldritch Abominations, I guess, as much. Which is a big thing in the set, where, like, the stars are, like, descending and devouring everything. Moon. Oh, man. Okay, so where are we going from here, and where is a freaking shrine? Maui. Like Maui. Maui. But without the H. Maui. Like Maui. But without, you know, it being Maui. Maui. Moe. Moe. Oh, Moe. Okay, I get it now. Moe. 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 Right? Oh, you were literally saying Moe. I'm an idiot. So, should I go up the stairs or go through the door? I feel like going through the door is just asking to get bashed. I feel like up the stairs we're more like... Oh, bird. Take it out. Too weeb for Ramble. You are very weeb, to be fair. Alright, got him. I think we're nearing the end. I just need to find a shrine so I don't, like, undo all this progress. Hiragana is still this bad. Has it really been 2 years on Hiragana? I feel like it's been, like, 1.5 for me. I feel like it's been 2 years for you. It's been, like, 1 or 1.5 for me. Yeah, because last July, I went to Rome, so I was trying to catch up on Italian. I hadn't really started anything more than the basic, most basic stuff, and even then only like a very, very small amount before then. I didn't really start studying until about a year ago, when I got back from the trip to Rome. Still, I did spend a year. I spent a year on it, and I'm still this bad. Yeah. Moe Blob is cute for the sake of being cute. Oh God, it's another elite enemy. Oh shit! Run! 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 Run the frick away! Please don't follow me. Please don't follow me. I need to get out of here. Alright, I need to find a goddamn shrine. Marginally better by a slim amount. You should still have done it in a week. A month's tops. Yes, Fred, maybe if I wasn't also doing like a dozen other things. Frederick, I also have a dozen other things I need to get done. Like, the channel, the videos, the stream, the games I also need to, the videos, other stuff I have to watch and read in order to do my reviews and videos. I have a lot of shit to get done in a very small amount of time. Really? Come on. Not falling for the explosive barrel trick. If I can just get my Vorpal Blade to line up. Bro, 15 minutes a day. You aren't wrong about that. I just learned by ear how Japanese words are pronounced differently. Okay, there's a boulder at the top of there. It's going to get pushed down. I really just need to find a shrine. You could do it at work now that they're watching you. Yeah, and I have started on it. One of the reasons I paused for a while is because Duolingo started... Originally I was using Duolingo, and Duolingo would occasionally give me a fucking audio. Like, the next thing they want me to do would be, like, speaking. And I'd be like, stop giving me, like, spoken stuff. I can't do that right this second. I need stuff I can't really speak with. Also, reading it is different than, like, speaking it, because I haven't really done as much speaking practice as I have done reading it, or, just identifying characters. Wow, it's like a ramshackle town built around, like, a sacred tree or something like that? Cool, cool. Also, at work, I've been a little busy recently. Like, a lot busy, actually. And that man has a cannon. We're gonna run away from him. Because we have, like, no health left, and we're currently getting this far by picking things off from a distance. I wish I could find a shrine and get help, but this game has seemed fit to deny me all the shrines. There's gotta be a shrine somewhere around here. There has to be. And yet, I still see no shrine. I have been actually legitimately busy. I think I've had like 6 or 7 meetings this past week. Lots of meetings for lots of different things with the project we're working on with the SSI encryption keys. And that I've been basically doing myself because I'm the one who knows how to do the key encryption. We're still learning it. It's something new we just started on like the past month or so. And I'm the one everyone's coming to for it. God, there's been so much with that. We've also been getting like a lot more requests too. I think we are like building up towards something like pretty big. I'm probably not gonna have much time in like the next week or so either, because we're about to do like the live. Apparently the SSI server is finally gonna have a live production build soon. Oh my god, that guy. Alright, can I just find a shrine? Literally anywhere. I will take anything. You have mentioned you usually have more time in the mornings. I do usually, but then I'm also on call this week too, which has really been it. And also, that was before this past week. This past week in particular has been particularly bad because I was out for a week with you, and then they needed my help on stuff, so when I got back, they had something that had already been delayed until I got back because nobody else knew what to do with it for it. They didn't want to call me. And as a result, I kind of had to immediately get into meetings like in the morning so we could solve the problem as soon as physically possible. Like, they were not willing to wait at all. Open the door, open the door. Holy shit. Holy shit. It's a bad time to mention this whole time the game has been silent. Wait, really? Oh my god, my desktop audio's been off this whole time. I apologize. I apologize so much. Gods. That's embarrassing. That's very embarrassing. Oh. You know, I've actually been pretty decent about that the last few times, too. Oh, look, it's the weird Kung Fu Panda guy. Wait, there's a shrine. Oh my god, there's a shrine. No, wait, that's not a shrine. I know there's one around here, though, I think. I think I know where I am. Hello, Mr. Kung Fu Panda. Hey, hey. How you doing? How you doing? Steam-powered spear. Interesting. There's gotta be something around here. Come on, game. Give me anything, please. I beg of thee. I just need a place to rest. Rest my poor character's head. Oh my god, so wait. I do think I know where I am. I'm at that one weird village. Okay, I know where I am. I know there's a shrine further back here. Oh god, yes. We've actually looped around to a previous area. Okay, there we go. Now, I should just have something like right up ahead over here. Oh god, are these guys hostile? Please don't be hostile. Actually, I don't think it's right up ahead. I think there are some enemies I have to get past. Maybe. Oh god, so maybe I don't know where I am. Maybe I was confused. Oh god. This is... Game, will you just let me find a shrine? This is getting a little ridiculous, actually. I mean, like, I get it. The shrines are pretty spaced apart, but to go this far into an area without any shrines is just insane, I think. Alright, I need to pop some healing item. Let's see here. Restores health slowly over time. We're gonna pop that just so we don't die from random fall damage at this point. Although I don't think the music is anything special right home about with this game, unfortunately. Bit of a shame, but like, you know, gameplay's good, so. It's not like the music's bad, it's just nothing to like write home about. But yeah, an infamous Moblob is, anime really is the Order a rabbit? The Order a rabbit? Oh god, these guys, they're the poison touch, bad touch men. They have bad touch. All right, I genuinely feel like this is a village I've been to before, and I should have a shrine nearby. I really do feel like my mind is telling me yes, there should be a shrine near this place. Yeah, I'm not finding a shrine near this place. It's getting very frustrating. Come on, game. You gotta give it to me. What is that about, though? What is the... Is the Order a rabbit? What would that anime be about? Oh my god. This frickin'... I literally looped all the way back to the starting area to find a shrine due to a shortcut. You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. I will take literally anything at this... I'll take literally anything at this point. To enter a dream and reset my health. Oh, when you're so desperate for a shrine, you move all the way back to the starting area. Oh, man, oh, man. Hey, at least I can teleport between shrines, so that's good. I do like coffee shops as a setting. Mostly because I'm a caffeine addict, but, you know. That's just a me thing. She has a pet rabbit. Aw, it's adorable. Coffee shop with a pet rabbit. Cute. Okay. And what else do we got? Anything weird? Feathering, corruption, build up, also on the caster, huge chunks of gore. So you've got like two types of spells. I'm guessing like magic is more like sorceress shit, and this is like sort of eldritch blood blood, miracles or whatever. It's very bloody magic. Okay. I can work with this. Eventually, I'm going to be able to blast them with a gigantic Taoist laser beam. It's going to be awesome. Literally, the story isn't that deep, and like I said, focus on her and her friends being cute. I mean, that's, yeah, you described it as moe. That's moe. That's just moe. The focus is on cute things being cute. I assume that was the point. Wow, there's like so much shit going on in the background of all this stuff. This skill tree is still very intimidating, I'm not gonna lie. It just like branches in so many goddamn directions. And some of the things like loop back into each other, it looks like. Like, I think that if I were... Also, there's like a whole thing with feathering, and I'm like, I went magic, because there aren't that many feathering spells right now. But I could also like reset eventually, maybe try it out. Could be interesting. Alright, well I think this is probably a good place to stop for the night. It's about 9:30, and I do have work at like, I do have to get up for work at like 5 in the morning, which is a pain, not gonna lie. Oh my god, I actually got mana capacity increase. Moe literally translates to sprout. Huh. I can kind of see that. Like a little tiny sprout out of the ground. I can see how that translates to being like kind of cutish. Interesting. Fun fact for the day, I guess. Thank you, Code and Assembly, for our fun Japanese fact for the day. Alright, well, this has been fun, but I will see you both next time. And we'll probably be continuing Witchspring R, and we'll see if I continue that all the way to the end, or if we stop when we get to Silk Song. We'll see. Anyway, see you guys next time. Bye.